today,
Should we say our names?
okay,
I'm Dejanira.
I'm Erika.
Yes.
Woo. Okay, so today we're going to ask questions to random people and some people that we might know and teachers too. And let's see how it goes.
We just want to see what their responses are too, because sometimes people have the same opinion and sometimes other people are just completely different. And I'm just really curious about what's going to happen because
you never know what the other people think about.
Yeah.
Comparing to one person think about one other thing and then another. So let's see how it goes.
Abuse of power. I think about like people being mistreated by the police.
Body cameras. Yeah, because of different instances of recent police brutality and things that have gone down, I've heard about police departments around the United States making changes in their department policy, so all police or sheriffs or highway patrol have to wear body cameras. And in the instances, in the cases where they have done that change, I believe that the occurrences of violent, or I guess brutality or complaints has dropped dramatically.
Okay.
So I think that and it's also good for the police officers, protects them, and I think it also protects the citizens.
Okay.
I think of discrimination and different races.
I think of racism kind of and discrimination.
Why are these your like choices that comes up in your mind?
Well, I was just doing the FRP, so it kind of brought some facts to my knowledge.
I don't know, because when I was doing the FRP, I did it like on like police brutality too, and I looked at all some of the articles were saying about like usually it's based on like minorities like blacks, Hispanics,
and
yeah. So basically that's why I think it's like discrimination and racism.
They need to be trained how to deal with different people, and I don't know what that training exactly means, but they need to have a little more empathy for people.
Okay.
Probably, if indeed it was police brutality, what were the circumstances around it, and what exactly happened?
Well, these days I think about all of the stories about police brutality because it's very topical.
I probably think of the Ferguson incident.
I do as well.
The first thing that comes in mind is, right now, racial profiling.
Ferguson pops into mind. I don't know.
I don't really think about it, so.
What do you think of Ferguson?
You know, a lot of racial bias, too much like overpowerment and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when all of those things pop off in Oakland in the city, like, I support the cause that the people try to do and everything, so it's pretty...
Quite concerned. Certainly there are instances where there are circumstances where police are overzealous in what they're doing in arresting someone or managing a situation. But I think most of the time police try to do a good job, and I think most police do a good job. But there are instances where there are abuses.
I would feel like unsafe that we're living in an area where there's a lot of police brutality, because I think of them as part of our community and really trustworthy, so that would be super weird to have it happen in our area.
And I think that all the riots that are already happening in places like Oakland and Berkeley would kind of heighten because it's definitely closer to home.
Well, I feel pretty strongly in support of the victims as of now. I think that would probably increase, because it's probably people that we would know.
I think at first I would kind of put it off as like, just a one-time thing, which people did with, Michael Brown and stuff. But
Sure.
As patterns keep emerging and stuff like this happens, you have to kind of find a correlation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be like pretty mad. I'd be like,
I've been disappointed in the way that our
'cause,
law
like,
system
if you can't trust the police, then like who do you trust when you call? Like who like if you're getting like messed up, like who do you call?
I'd have to know the whole situation before I could be as judgmental about the police, because the police don't bother me like they bother other people.
Well, if someone I knew was the victim of police abuse, I would follow up with some sort of a complaint process with the police department. And depending on the extent of the abuse, I might file charges against the person who committed the abuse, or support the person who was abused in doing that.
Dorky middle-aged friends out causing trouble and getting beaten up. Yeah, it happens a lot. What would I do? I would want to know more about the situation, obviously. They're complicated, but like what they're... the big stuff in the news today is that there's still so much obvious racial profiling and double standards, and that there's been a lot of lack of accountability with some of the police department.
I don't know. I mean, I would just feel a total like loss of trust with the police, and I'm not sure what I could do.
I think it would just definitely make it more personal and more like emotional.
Yeah, that would. It would change how I probably view the police.
Well, I've been a part of protests against them and kind of campaigns. I feel like it's a very large problem that has kind of a lot of, it's a very layered issue, and so that there's many steps that need to kind of be talked about. So I think if it's somebody I actually knew, I'd probably focus my efforts on supporting their family.
Give him or her my full support. I'd probably, and obviously want to speak up about it, obviously. Yeah, this is someone that we probably do something to publicize, get the word out.
We found out was completely and
kind of different than we expected.
Yeah, the answers, all of the people that we videoed, they had really different opinions, like completely different. It's just
like some people thought about Ferguson first, because that's like almost the most recent one, because that happened last year.
When we asked what the reactions were to the police brutality, a lot of people said Ferguson instantly. So,
because like,
but anyways,
because like some people that thought about that differently is like how differently they would see and expect the police to be acting. Because we know that, like, obviously some stuff has occurred in Oakland and Berkeley.
Yeah, that's very true.
Some people were thinking about, like, if it happened to them, it would hit them personally than others. Because people actually would go out there and it says, like, what the heck just happened? And I'll be there for, like, to full-on support that person that's been in that situation.
Yeah. And for the question about what if that person knew somebody that was in a situation of police abuse, most of them said that they would support the person and their family if that situation was ever to occur, or that they would completely just file a police report. And others said something about how policemen probably have a reason to, but my opinion is that's not right. It's still, you can't beat somebody for no reason.
No, and just because of their racial.
Exactly. And even if like Ferguson, Miss Grillo, when we interviewed her, said something about how the man tried to steal the gun away from the cop. I mean, I would respect and I would understand that you would have to at least hold that person by gunpoint or hit him or something to not steal the gun. But
like shooting them down, it's like something different, you know?
Yeah.
Like knowing, like you probably might be endangered with that person. Like,
you could have chased him down, tried to do some other way instead of trying to kill, you know?
Like as everybody saying that things happen for a reason and reasons happen for a reason, which that didn't make really sense, but I think you get me. Different opinions occurred while asking these type of questions, and some came alike and some came opposite. With these questions and answers we got from the different people, so shout out to all these people we asked about.
thank you so much for helping us, and I hope this video
Scenes.
helped.
Good quality, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, bye guys.